On February 3, 2023, a Norfolk Southern freight train carrying hazardous cancer-causing chemicals derailed in East Palestine, Ohio. The train cars were burning for 24 hours. 3 days later, Norfolk Southern decided to detonate the cars filled with chemicals, including 1.1 million pounds of vinyl chloride, in order to speed up the cleaning process and reopen the tracks so that trains carrying product could move again. Norfolk Southern called the detonation a controlled burn and evacuated residents only within a 1-mile radius. The burning of these chemicals released toxic fumes into the air, including substances like hydrogen chloride, phosgene, formaldehyde, and dioxin. The plume of smoke filled the air and carried the toxins an unknown distance, affecting other areas of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and potentially beyond. The health of East Palestine and nearby residents was severely compromised. Water, wildlife, and animals were also affected.
Are you saying, Mayor, wind moves, air moves, water moves?
I feel it.
Because according to, the EPA Norfolk Southern, it doesn't.
He's gonna.
All right, you gonna disturb it with the light on
I'm
it?
right over here.
Okay, hold on. I wanna get in position. Ready. Oh, shit.
That's worse than up there.
And that's supposed to be through the filters and the multiple stages. Oh, and look at...
If you keep in mind, this water has been filtered from up in East Palestine down to where we just were.
multiple times.
And then this is another barrier, and then there's one down there.
Oh, and that, you can smell it through your mask. Again.
I can taste it.
Oh.
The gnarly pool.
No, this has definitely earned its name, the gnarly pool.
And it's like a freaking fuse was lit that night. And it's just grown and it snowballs. And no one is helping us. People are sick. Today I know I'm feeling it. I feel it in my throat. I almost feel like my throat is tightening up. The first 2 days when I came back to my home, I was experiencing the rash on my chin and my cheek. I'm just going to openly admit that I am suffering forms of PTSD. I began counseling today for that. All I can say is we're in a living hell and no one is helping us.
What sort of symptoms were you experiencing throughout this?
Well, I don't know if Norfolk Southern had anything to do with it, but I got breast cancer. I lived in that house for 25 years. Now, the research that I did, vinyl chloride, extended exposure to that will expedite the cancer. So, I don't know.
Right.
After that, I've had, besides going through all that,
Right.
I've had, dry mouth, eyes are irritated, sinus problems, headaches, nauseated, rashes. Yeah, I'm still sporting a few right now, and it's just been a living hell.
You mentioned you've got sick kids at this point, unfortunately. Can you just talk a little bit about how this has been affecting you so far?
Well, when they said it was all clear to come home, we ended up waiting another 48 hours. We bought air purifiers for the home, allowed them to run because I am a mother of 5 boys and I have a 2-year-old and a 10-year-old still at home with me. About 24 hours after we came home, my 1-year-old got very hoarse. I ended up scheduling a pediatrician appointment. They're breaking out with rashes. I'm taking them to the doctors. They're telling me, well, they have eczema and they have croup because we can't diagnose them with chemical burns. We can't diagnose them with chemical burns of the lungs because almost after 3 weeks, they're still waiting on guidance from the Ohio Department of Health. How long is it going to take? Are one of my children going to have to drop dead before they get guidance? I mean, it's obvious to me. My other son, which my children have never been sick since they've been born. I mean, it's on record. Never an ER visit, nothing. Rush him to the ER visit. They wouldn't even see him until I gave him a decontamination shower. And then they don't want people to panic. Well, I've never brought my children, I'm a mother of 5, where they had to get a decontamination shower before being seen. They diagnosed him with croup. I'm telling you, on the way to the hospital, this kid was lethargic, runny nose, not moving. Once we were out of this town for 3 hours, he got better, came back home within 2 hours, sick again. So they're saying it's not from the train, then why are we getting sick?
Your life stops in a second. Everything that you have planned and wanted, all I've ever wanted is to be a grandma. And I don't want to rush my daughter to do that, but am I going to be around to be a grandma? Her boyfriend, no, neither one of us sleep in this town. He is here for school. School's supposed to be safe. He doesn't smoke. He's 18, an athlete. He has an insurance as well. That's telling me when you're at the school, you're not safe. Somebody needs to start being honest. And they need to really start helping us.
Yeah.
Someone in this country should be able to help our town. You've did more for us than anyone.
My little brother, Jameson, my mom had to rush to the hospital, and they said he had croup. They put him as he had croup, but he's just getting sicker and sicker, and my other brother just got sick.
I'm really sorry to hear that. That's it's fine.
My brother, he was like laying next to the air vent, and he got a rash on his cheek. And then, like, we've all been having, like, runny noses since it happened and, like, headaches and stuff. But then when we go out of town in, like, Robinson or something, or we feel better, and then when we come back, it's, like, happened again. And when we come into town, like, our eyes start burning and stuff.
Anything for you?
My nose has just been really runny. That's it.
My left eye, I have, like, it was burning, and my mom has chemical burns in her eyes, and, like, it's gross.
I have something else, too. When I, like, take a shower with the shower water, I end up getting, like, burns all over my legs. Like, it itches and burns.
And have you all been back into school now since this? What has it been like in school so far?
It's been, like, normal.
Yeah, but they
Nothing
haven't,
really
like,
changed.
closed the water fountains or nothing. Kids are just going up there and drinking the water.
Yeah, I don't drink the water in the first place. I don't drink the water either.
The drinking water fountains in the schools are not blocked off?
Yeah, they're not blocked off. They let you drink out of them still.
I know you've got a family and potentially pets and things like this. I mean, how has all of this kind of affected everyone? Is everyone doing okay health-wise, or what sort of things are we seeing there?
I had to take my kids out of school just because my son kept complaining of stomach pains. He said other kids in class had stomach pains. My daughter said it looked like everyone had pink eye. Her eyes were itchy. She was having a headache. She was dizzy. So I decided to pull both of them out, but it's kind of undetermined what I'm going to do after that because I only have a period of time that I can keep them out. My pets, they're doing relatively well except for my dog. He was really sick and going to the bathroom a lot.
The pink eye thing, we actually heard from a couple other people today that kids are going to school and they don't necessarily know that it's even if it's pink eye or if it's something, but it's something that looks like it, and they've only been in school for a period of time here. It seems like an odd thing to be spreading so quickly.
Yeah, and for everyone in the town to kind of experience that, it's a little bit odd. I mean, and the more we talk about it, you kind of realize, well, maybe I'm not the only one that's having a certain problem. I felt like I was under the influence whenever I left my house one day, and it was really odd. I've never felt like that, and I could tell people were driving a little bit weird. So I think everyone's kind of feeling that effect, and after I did reach out and talk to some people, they said, yeah, I'm feeling the same thing, and some people are uncomfortable to talk about it, but they shouldn't, because the more we talk about it, the more we know what is exactly going on.
Actually, I just got my apartment the day before, so I actually got a place to call home, and Friday after all this happened, they told us to stay here or we can evacuate, that everything was fine. So I stayed for the couple days, I had nowhere to go. Well, Sunday they came knocking on our door saying that we had to evacuate or they're coming back with body bags. And my chest was tight, my irritated eyes, my throat and everything, so I decided to go to the hospital, and I ended up getting acute bronchitis from chemical fumes.
And so at first they were telling you can stay if you want to, it should be fine?
Yes, to stay off the roads. That's the only thing they asked for, stay off the roads, that everything was okay while they cleaned it up. The irritated eyes, the sore throat, the tightness of the chest, always trying to catch my breath, the coughing, I just can't get rid of it. I said I'm on the breathing inhaler. They actually at the hospital, they put me on a breathing machine. They put me on the oxygen. They gave me 3 types of steroids. They quarantined me, washed my clothes. Yeah.
And none of these are symptoms you ever had before any of this was going on?
I never had any problems with my breathing. I was healthy as a horse. I work outside. I'm constantly active, and I never had any problems like this. And it seems like never going away.
On June 22nd, 2023, Paul Thomas, the Vice President for Health at Oxyvinyl, testified during the National Transportation Safety Board hearing on the East Palestine train derailment. Oxyvinyls is the owner of the 5 train cars that carried the highly flammable gas vinyl chloride that Norfolk Southern intentionally detonated over East Palestine and the surrounding areas. During the hearing, Thomas testified that in the days after the derailment, his company advised Norfolk Southern 3 different times that there was no imminent risk that the vinyl chloride train cars would explode over East Palestine.
Saturday evening, February 4th, representatives of OxyVinyl spoke directly with representatives of Norfolk Southern and its emergency response contractors regarding conditions at the derailment site. We made it clear, based on our expertise of the chemical properties of our product, that stabilized VCM would be unlikely to spontaneously polymerize. And on Sunday morning, February 5th, we further reinforced our view that polymerization was not occurring during a call with Norfolk Southern representatives. On Sunday evening, Steve met with Norfolk Southern's emergency response contractors and, for the 3rd time, stated OxyVinyl's view that polymerization of VCM was not occurring.
Despite the chemical experts' advice, Norfolk Southern detonated the 5 cars of vinyl chloride. According to the National Cancer Institute, vinyl chloride exposure is associated with an increased risk of a rare form of liver cancer, as well as primary liver cancer, brain and lung cancers, lymphoma, and leukemia. 1 year later, there have been no criminal charges filed against Norfolk Southern.